As this is RetroCat, video number 3. I always like collection videos, so I thought I'd give you guys a look at my LaserDisc collection. Not the biggest in the world, but I got a few cool titles and things I like. I got a lot of them, so let's just kind of jump into them, see what we got. Waterworld. Yeah. Welcome to Earth. Independence Day. The Fifth Element. A little bit out there, trying to be Star Wars. Not quite. Unless it's trying to be the prequels, then hey, then it's a masterpiece. Star Trek Generations. Old meets new. Never watched either, so not sure why I cared. Broken Arrow. I hear this is a cool flick. I really do need to watch this. I just hadn't had a chance. Scarface. Awesome. Required watching for the gangsta rappers. Godfather Part 1. Godfather Part 2. And Godfather Part 3. Now I think these came in some kind of binder or some kind of casing, but obviously I just got them loose. Put the LaserDisc in the box. Okay, Con Air. Thinner. It's a lifestyle as well as a Stephen King flick. Movie I refuse to rewatch because I used to think it was cool. Now I think I would despise everything about it. Natural Born Killers. Okay, moving on. Let's get a little Schwarzenegger action here. One of my favorites, Conan the Barbarian. Love that cover art. And if you like cover art, I would recommend picking up a LaserDisc or two, even if you don't have a player. LaserDisc. This is a movie that put Schwarzenegger on the map right here. And yes, I know it wasn't his first movie, but, you know, we don't count a lot of those early ones. Next up, a movie that tried to undo everything cool about that, Conan the Destroyer. Wow. When punching a camel is the highlight of a movie. Whew. One of my favorites, Total Recall. Commando. One-liner-tastic. Terminator 2. The movie that started and ended Edward Furlong's career. Last Action Hero. Now this one has some condition issues, but it's a Schwarzenegger Last Action Hero. Pretty good flick. Little Stallone, Demolition Man. Love this flick. The back and forth between Stallone and Wesley Snipes is very cool, and I hope that we get a little of that in the new Expendables movie. You know, I read that he was actually supposed to be in the Expendables series sooner, but I guess his tax issues or whatever, he couldn't leave the country, and that's why Tim Cruise, who I'm glad he's in it because I think he adds a lot, took over that part, but now we're going to have them both in the next one. Daylight. A lot to say about that one. Judge Dredd. Now, I like everybody else like Dredd better than the movie from a couple of years ago, but I thought this was okay. I thought Stallone did good. I even thought Rob Schneider was, you know, he was there. But this movie's a passable watch. Maybe I'm just blinded by Stallone. one of the prizes of my collection, Captain America. This came out in 1990, and it was supposed to be released in theaters, but I think they were so unhappy with it they didn't release it. And forever, this was the only way you could get this besides VHS. And for a low budget thing, I think there's some good moments, and people make fun of how he looked in his costume. I think it's fairly accurate. And I think this is a really cool picture. Next up, one of my all-time favorite movies, Escape from New York. And this is easily one of the best covers of any movie ever. Now, I was late to the Carpenter party. For most of my life, the only Carpenter movie I'd seen was Memoirs of an Invisible Man growing up, because I was a big Chevy Chase fan. But I've made up for lost time, and he's easily my favorite director. Next up is the sequel, Escape from L.A. Now, this is just kind of an over-the-top, just bigger, more bombastic sequel. See if there was a picture of what I was thinking about. I liked it. I thought the surfing scene was kind of out there and stuff like that. You can't top the original, so why not kind of go, take it to the next level. We'll stop right there and go back to, I missed this stack. This is kind of my movies. Or not all of them, but this is Bram Stoker's Dracula. Or Stoker. This is the movie that allows me to say the word opulent. And I don't know what opulent means, by the way. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Stargate. Kurt Russell, James Spader. RoboCop, the great RoboCop. I haven't seen the new one yet. I know the reviews are mixed. I don't mind remakes, and I kind of like it when they deviate from the original, because, hey, that's already been done. So if you want to take a concept and try something new with it, go right ahead. Doesn't bother me at all. RoboCop 2. That was a decent sequel. Wasn't as good as the original, but it was good. RoboCop 3, on the other hand, no. Now, this is one I remember as a kid. I liked the cartoon, so I wanted to check out, and I went down to my aunt's to watch it on HBO, and was just in awe of how horrible it was, how dingy and weird. But I watched it a year or two ago, and Popeye, Robin Williams, this is not bad. It's just kind of a low-key, it's kind of funny. Its musical numbers are by no means lavish or out there, but you can enjoy it. And if you listen closely, the mumbles Robin Williams does as Popeye are quite funny. I really kind of enjoy this movie. And if you like There's Something About Mary, please tell me you watched Kingpin. This came out before that. It's the Farrelly brothers, Bill Murray, Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid. This is just brutally funny. Just a classic. Speaking of classics, from the series of slapstick Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. I need to get the other two, but I just enjoy the heck out of all three of these movies. Finally, on this stack, I've got Gremlins. Just like me, they shouldn't eat after midnight. Let's see here. Gremlins 2. Oh, the new batch. Didn't try to outdo the original, just kind of try to make fun of it. I thought it was fun. And finally, let's see, you have my favorite movie of all time, Flash Gordon. This movie, comic book, greatest soundtrack of any movie ever, both intentionally and unintentionally hilarious. I can't say enough about this movie. One of the first movies I saw in the theater, if not the first. One of the first LaserDiscs I bought. Terrific. And this one's not just overly valuable, but it's fairly rare. It's Swamp Thing on LaserDisc. I know Shout Factory line, they recently released it on Blu-ray. But, yeah, I picked this up. It has this one little place here, but used to watch this on cable growing up, and it's good. You know, Wes Craven directed it, and it's cool. Of course, the funny thing is all the fight scenes are him essentially throwing the guy, and that's all you see is him slinging it and the guy landing. That gets a little tiresome, but other than that. And last but certainly not least, Tron. This movie is just cool, and if you want to talk about early computer effects and just an early take on video games and where they were heading and where technology was heading, kind of, you can't go wrong with this movie. And I just think it screams LaserDisc Tron. Alright guys, well that sums up my LaserDisc collection. I hope you got something out of that. Let me know what you think. Please, if you like this, click that like and subscribe. Trying to get this thing going. Calling myself Retro Crack Accumulations because I accumulate a lot of junk. Thanks and take care.